you're going to be using your crescent wrench for this job. And I have one shrub head adapter, one sprinkler head, and one filter. I have a broken one here, so I'm going to take this off. Discard the broken one. We're going to assemble this before we install it. Put the filter inside the shrub head adapter and screw on the sprinkler head. Now we have to make sure that when you screw this on, we have the spray pattern pointing the direction we want. So if you look on the top here, you can see the spray pattern. This is a side strip, 15 foot, so it's going to shoot 15 feet in each direction and about 2 feet that way. Right? So you just put the filter inside the riser and screw it on. Now you can use some Teflon tape on here if you want, but it's not necessary. The rest of these don't have any, so I'm going to just do the same as the rest of them. Screw it on by hand. Now you're going to want to tighten it up with your wrench, but not too tight because these will break. Alright, now I can turn this a little bit to adjust it. And now I got my spray pattern facing this way. And I got a brand new sprinkler head on. Here we have 4 anti-siphon irrigation valves, and here we have our shut-off valve attached to the main water supply of the house. Now this is where you start your irrigation system. Now let me show you a little trick if you want to test one of the zones. There's a little knob here, and it says on this way and off that way. So you just turn this knob and you'll hear it kick on. Alright. Now we should see the sprinklers turning on. There we go. And let's take a walk down here and see the one we just fixed. Now we have a problem here. The water pressure is so low. There must be another leak. I hear water over here. Aha. That's what we found. Alright, we have to get in here and fix this now. Now to turn it back off, you simply push it back like this and it turns off. Now here's one more trick. There's a little screw right there and you can actually turn it by hand and it's going to shoot water out, so don't be alarmed. See a little water's squirting out there? Now that just turned all our sprinklers back on again. And to turn this off, tighten the screw back up, and it takes a few seconds for the air pressure to build up inside there. There we go. Now it's turned off. You're going to need your nipple extractor and your channel lock pliers for this job. But here's the broken riser. You can see how the threads are broken off. I'll show you what a new one looks like. There's a new riser. So some of the threads broke off inside the hole here. So you want to be very careful not to let any rocks or anything fall into that hole there. So I'm going to super carefully try and remove some of these rocks that might fall in there. Right? And let me take you right inside the hole so you can see. You can see the water in there still. Oh, there's a broken piece of the riser in there. So we're going to use one of the tools from our tool list. So we're going to use this nipple extractor to remove that broken piece of plastic. Just carefully insert it into the hole. Tap it in there a little bit. Basically just tap the top with your hand. There we go. Now simply unscrew the broken nipple. Remove it from the hole, and there it is. Right, we can set that aside. We'll take our new riser. Now, you can put some Teflon tape on here, but I usually don't. It's down in the ground and it's covered with dirt, so it doesn't really get a chance to leak. So carefully insert this into the threads, making sure you don't knock any rocks in there. And you're just going to screw it by hand. Till it's fairly tight. Alright, now that we got that in there hand tight, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We have the shrub head adapter, we have the side strip sprinkler head, and we have the filter. So we'll insert the filter into the shrub head riser, the shrub head adapter, and then just screw on the sprinkler head just like that, hand tight. Don't want to tighten it too tight. Insert it in here, screw this on hand tight. Now I'm going to give it a little tighten with my pliers and make sure it's facing the right way. There we go. Now it's this way. It's going both ways. Alright. There we go. It's the broken one. Alright, whenever you finish a repair, you want to test the system. So on these anti-siphon valves, there's a little knob right here, and all you have to do is turn it to the on position. So this whole thing rotates. This is called the solenoid. It's a magnetic switch that the timer turns on. So once you get it going, loosened up, you can just rotate it until you hear it kick on. And there we go. Our sprinkler should be on now. There we go. It's got a lot more pressure. Looks like everything's back to normal. There's the one we just fixed. There's a couple more down the way. There's the other one we just fixed. You can see the spray pattern. The rest of them are working properly. It looks like we're done. Now remember, just turn it back clockwise again to shut it off, and you'll hear it kick off.